probably more self-awareness amongst those who worked with and for her than from Liz Truss herself. And certainly that's definitely the what people who spend a lot of time talking to her pick up, is that she feels that everyone else let her down rather than that she may have let herself down as well.
The Westminster might have emptied out as MPs enjoy the summer recess, but as we've heard this morning, both parties are continuing to come out to bat with their eyes firmly on a general election. Let's speak to Isabel Hardman, who is our political commentator. Good morning to you, Isabel.
Good morning.
On the subject of immigration, then, I know there's lots of different strands to this, the fining of landlords and employers, the asylum, the backlog, etc., the processing, Ascension Island, Rwanda. There's a lot going on there. But something that Sarah Dines was saying this morning was the public want this, the public want this. What evidence is there that the public want this, but and that they're happy, or they feel that the government's policies on this are competent?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting in that if you look at the polling, that there's not a huge amount of trust for either party when it comes to actually handling illegal immigration. And the Conservatives think that by raising the salience of this, they will underline that Labour is less trustworthy, but voters are not impressed with the way they are handling either small boats crossings or indeed the asylum backlog. So it's not an easy policy area for either party. And you were interviewing Nick Thomas-Symonds a few minutes ago, where he was trying to be very clear that they were not anti-deportation, as Stig put it to him, because they know as a party that immigration can be a really weak spot for them and has really damaged them electorally in previous years.
Liz Truss, we have to discuss. I was going to say the lettuce in the room, but that's unfair. Truss hands out one gong for every 4 days she was in number 10. So these are the resignation honours, which always go down really, really well. Boris Johnson's went down with no one paying any attention to them whatsoever. Is this ridiculous, or is this just, well, rules is rules? This is what she's allowed to do, and so she's getting on with it.
I think it suggests a lack of reflection from the former brief Prime Minister, because it suggests that she doesn't think that there's anything wrong with handing out this many gongs. And indeed, the Times story says that at least 2 people have turned down a nomination by her because it would be humiliating to receive an honour from her. So there's probably more self-awareness amongst those who worked with and for her than from Liz Truss herself. And certainly that's definitely the what people who spend a lot of time talking to her pick up, is that she feels that everyone else let her down rather than that she may have let herself down as well. But yeah, as you say, that those are the rules. I think there are lots of things about the House of Lords that this probably highlights in terms of problematic appointments. She has also apparently wanted to recognise a handful of local community heroes in Norfolk, which is where her constituency is. Although I suspect they won't be elevated to the peerage. They'll probably get lesser gongs.
Well, we shall see. Isabel, thank you. That's Isabel Hardman. She is our political commentator.
I don't think anyone would object to that. If Liz just said, I'm just going to give it to 5 people who do a good job for no money locally, and I'm going to make them all MBEs, everyone would go, good for you, Liz,
Yeah.
that's proportionate, that feels fair. Trying to get your mates to sit in the House of Lords is ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
But it's always been ridiculous.
Exactly. It just gets more and more, and we keep talking about it, like, is this ever going to change?
They're basically trolling you.
I just feel that the House of Lords keeps getting bigger and bigger as well, doesn't it?
It's up to 1,000 now.
It will be. But at some point, we'll have Ed Vaizey. We talked to Ed Vaizey about half an hour. He's in the House of Lords, and he's always very good about it. And it is ludicrous that these people, they're in office even if they're in office for 5 years, they've got people who work with them who get paid to do a job, and then as they leave, and they've been like press officers. Like, you did a good job, or not even a good job as a press officer, you're going to the House of Lords. Or you become a knight. How, when you actually just feel like that, how does that ever considered acceptable? My mind is boggled.